Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is terrific to have you along for our live coverage of this eagerly awaited contest. It should provide some terrific entertainment on what is turning into a rather imperfect afternoon. The weathermen rarely get it wrong, and they have warned us that there is rain on its way. Shouldn't be bad enough in any sense meaningfully to impact on the game of football, but it is a factor to be taken into consideration. Plenty of other factors, of course, principally each side's concern for the strengths of the other. And this must be amongst the favoured arenas of supporters all over the world. It really does have a very special feel to it. The action has already started. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Well, it's a tough one, but I'll go for Dani Alves, just to point out that he masquerades as a fullback. You know, he'll spend so much of the game deep in opposition territory, playing like a winger. Tremendous fitness and athleticism, and that enables him to perform this way.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time, Jim. Aurier. Tottenham are on fine form so far as goals are concerned. They have scored in 5 games running. Goes long. That's offside. Yes, it is. Diego sends that a long way. Lo Celso, forward it goes.
Just to point out, Peter, that the fullbacks are quite high.
And what do they try to achieve?
Well, it's obviously a move to push the opposition wide men back and give them more to think about.
Good running with the ball. Can they build on it? That's a good intervention. Things could have got far worse than that. But it's Dele Alli. Aurier. This could spell danger. And the shot! Played it short, aimed in towards the centre. Has a goal! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome. Yeah, he's fouled him there. It is deadlocked. Gets it, and now what? And he just whacks it away. Is there any support? He might not need it. Now that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no card.
Well, the goalkeeper needs to have everything to his liking, and he's barking out the orders now.
He's having a go. It's a fantastic goal! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! And he's produced a beauty. Big occasion, big goal, crucial lead.
Because of that first goal now, it's a great opportunity to make it one-way traffic and add to this lead.
Almost half an hour in now. Hardly anything between the sides, and the score is 1-0. Zinchenko plays it forward. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Daniel Alves tries to get it forward quickly. Sanchez gets it back. Dani Alves. Dele Alli gets it away. That'll be a throw-in. Dani Alves. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Zinchenko. And here's Kane. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. Nicely controlled. Gets the chance to cross. Zinchenko. Across the field it goes. Tottenham couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. And the defence can get it clear. And it's Dele Alli. Chip through. Final action of the first half. And here we are, off they go for half-time. The breakthrough did indeed come in the first half, but there has only been that one goal. It was very, very tight.
Well, this team has found a real rhythm to their game. The players seem to have clicked well. There's good movement off the ball. The passes are sticking. No one's afraid to have a go.
Leading 1-0 at the break. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. A solitary goal, that has been the crucial difference. Hoists it forward. And he's there to clear it. He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Yeah, the idea was right. The delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further on.
Tries to locate someone up front. Dinks one in. Well played, he saw that coming. Aurier. Tottenham can't make any sort of inroad despite all this possession. That's the sort of defending that is going to upset the opposition. It already has, actually.
Well, he's the spearhead to the attack, and they need to blunt his chances.
Looks to drop one in. And that's been levered clear. Aurier. Tottenham keep the ball, but can't do anything meaningful with it. Well, that's where he wants it. And here's Kane. Oh, he's broken through. It's Kane!
That's what has to be done now, no question about it.
Well, hit and hope is just about the sum of it, isn't it, Jim?
Well, there's no two ways about it. This is what they have to do.
Dele Alli plays it out to the flank. Lovely feet. It's a very good battle there, terrific to watch. And it's played forward. He's there to receive it. Son Heung-min. And it's Son Heung-min. Son Heung-min clips one through. He's had a go! It's gone a long way up and away. Ali. Now it's Ali. Has a pop! And it's been taken short. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. He's got options out wide. Gets the better of his man. Adama Traore. Zinchenko with the clearance.
This is good ball retention, and it should be enough from here, but they want to double their advantage.
Kane looking to get on the end of this. Great leap! No mistake! They have hauled themselves right back into it. What a great header, got plenty on that.
Yeah, I just thought he wanted that more than anyone else on the pitch, and it was fully deserved. He gave it everything he had.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, that goal just serves to give them the momentum, and it's like...
Real chance! Yes! And they get themselves in front! Well, from right in front of goal, there was no way he was going to miss.
Well, it's pretty damning on the part of that defence, Peter, that he was allowed so much time and space. But I think you have to give credit where it's due, and it was a brilliant setup and finish.
When the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that favour.
That's how you make an impact as a sub. You know, when most are tiring, you can impose a freshness and energy to best effect. What an introduction.
Time for a change in personnel.
Well, he's worked so hard for his side, as you would expect, but you couldn't help notice that he was starting to labour a bit, so it's no surprise.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
I think this team shows great willpower and a wonderful never-say-die attitude. No other outfit can match them. They just keep going. Superb.
Hit into them, gets up to head it! And he just whacks it away. There are a few waiting for it. Into the box.
Peter, they have to fight the onset of desperation and keep enough cool heads to still deliver.
Verratti plays it over to the other flank. Zinchenko. And here's Son Heung-min. Zinchenko.
Look, with time running out, they have to get the ball in the penalty box, and if it means a long punt, then so be it. They've got to give themselves a chance.
And it's Kane. Almost there, and the players can feel it. Oh, well defended. That had to be done. That'll be a throw. Son Heung-min. Adama Traore. It's being played forward. Gets into a dangerous position. And that's it. Whatever the shortcomings on either side, it was a great game to watch, just one between them. And what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Well, they approached this with a very definite game plan, and I think to a large extent they remain true to that, and we can give the manager a big pat on the back.
Well, thanks for your company, Jim, and a very good day to you. Well, welcome all. We are just soaking up the pre-match atmosphere as a part of this two-legged quarter-final. It has proved up to now to be an excellent watch. The scoreline just in favour of the visitors, who have themselves this narrow lead, something we expect would come under serious threat. They're playing on hostile territory, watched by rank on rank of partisan fans willing to leap at their every chance. Certainly this is a very, very impressive venue, quite a sight to behold. Still a very tight tie this. Home advantage could play a more than significant part. Either way, it's going to be tense from the outset.
It's a case of been there and done that for teams that...
Looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it.
Yeah, well, they were exposed and vulnerable, and he knew he had to do something to prevent a goal then.
What a start. Free kick in a dangerous position in the opening minutes. He's having a go. Oh, that's amazing! A stellar strike from the skipper.
Well, talking about a captain taking control and casting his influence on a game, you really can't do it any better. It was a majestic finish to light up the opening to this contest. The tone's been set. More of the same, please.
And he's produced a beauty. Big occasion, big goal, crucial lead. And he's on, goes for goal! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
That's a little unfortunate. He had a lot of people worried then.
It's a loose ball. Tries to switch the play.
It's a busy front line, lots of movement.
And is that working for you?
Well, not really. To be honest, I'm not a great fan of taking goal potential away from the penalty pucks.
Tries to stroke it through. There has been just the early goal here, and it's 1-0. He's had a shot! A great save, real class.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
Managed to get it away. Some good work on the right flank. Now, what's next? Gets the better of his man. Big chance! In it goes! 2 up and threatening to pull clear. Really outwitted one-on-one. Once more, he gets the better of the keeper.
Yeah, he just calmly faced the keeper and waited. It became a who blinks first situation. And for me, there was never any doubt as to who was going to come out on top.
So now the difference is 3. Sung. Tries to get it forward quickly. Cuts it out. Plays it out to the flank. Shot at goal! That's a half-decent try.
Good effort, very good effort. He would have at least wanted to make the keeper work, though.
PSV going about it patiently, perhaps too patiently. Looks to clip it forward. Tried to play it through.
Look, he's offering an apology to his teammate, who's clearly miffed at not being picked out despite making what looked like the right run.
Oh, shooting chance! It's broken loose. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. That'll be a throw. He's got options out wide. Forward it goes. And now they can launch a counter. Great run this, he's covered quite a distance. Hits one! It's in! With half-time at hand! Perfect timing! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Well, none of us were exactly sure how that was going to end up then, but I'm delighted to see such a happy ending after such a splendid dribbling run. I mean, he really did fool that defence into wondering what he was going to do next.
PSV give themselves a fighting chance, back in with a shout. What an adventurous run from a defender. Tries to get it clear. And help's available out wide. He's made sure that that won't get through. That is going to be the final action of the first half. So a really good half of football, 3 goals and just one separating them.
It's kind of a hard one to call, Peter, isn't it? I mean, from what we've seen so far, both sides have provided ample evidence that they can add more goals, and I'm sure their respective managers have reminded them that the next one will be pretty crucial. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams come out for the next period.
Well, it's still anyone's game, as both sides have shown they have goals in them. As for the next one, should it arrive, that may have a bigger bearing as to who emerges victorious.
Very little in it. The score at half-time is 2 goals to 1. The action has already resumed here. Loose ball, who's going to get that? Doesn't get the pass he's looking for. Good clearance and very necessary. So who's he picking out? Fence has got rid of that. And he's cut it out. Hoists it forward. Ball's loose, who's getting there? That's surely a foul, free kick. Kupovic sends that a long way. He's got away. He's through, it's 1-on-1. Has a go! It's there! And that really is so impressive.
That's always a great sight, you know, on a football pitch. Nimble-footed, showed great balance and a really cool head to finish. And that kind of dribbling is really smart.
He's made it two, and no doubt he's hungry for more. It's starting to look like a done deal now. And it's played forward. Oh, good interception. Buffon gets it upfield. That's the sort of defending that is going to upset the opposition. It already has, actually.
Yeah, now that he's scored, this defence is on high alert whenever he goes anywhere near the ball.
He spotted the run and played him through. And he's there to clear it. And they've got it back as soon as they gave it away. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Forward it goes. De Ligt with the clearance. Tries to get it forward quickly. He gets past his man. Gets away from his opponent. All right on the edge of the penalty area. What's he giving here? The referee has given a free kick just outside the box.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
So what can they conjure from this one?
And remember, Peter, that first goal came from a free kick, so why not a repeat?
And how good was that? Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. And they are pulling clear here. Oh, that is a bit special. Some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
Yeah, I just think that's really good management, introducing one of his younger players when the pressure's totally off, just allowing him some valuable, easy on-field experience time.
Well, unsurprisingly, Peter, the opposition look completely stunned. I'm not sure they can gather themselves.
Let down by a lack of accuracy. And the weighted pass. Big chance, corner. But there's going to be another change here. They've played it short. All driven towards the far post. Oh, he's found, shoots! It's hoisted clear. Get a throw in. Goes for the cross. De Ligt is there, and he can get that clear. Breaks on here. Tries to dink it in. Played into space out wide. Done very well to intervene. And the defence can get it clear. The changes then in quick succession.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious as to who was going to be taken off. His energy levels began to sag, and he was never going to last until the final whistle.
And out to safety. Hoists it forward. Defending of the desperate variety. Now the counter. And it's played forward. Not offside that time. Ronaldinho. Questions were asked, but he's given the answers. Nicely measured pass. Dinked in, and he's straight offside. Time added on, 4 minutes. Good ball. That's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing. It'll be a throw-in. Lobs it in gently. And that's been levered clear. And that's that, and on to the semi-final. Another hurdle cleared. Next up, the penultimate step. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Yeah, we knew there was a sizable gap in the quality of both squads, and the story was told in predictable fashion.
Well, what a lovely, lovely day. Absolutely glorious weather here as we welcome you to a football match of considerable significance. Great consequence in this part of the world. They've been talking about this one for a while, and they have rolled up to it in fantastic numbers. You should have seen the roads outside the ground in the hour or two leading up to it. It has been bumper to bumper, the traffic has been extraordinary, but the level of expectation is also very, very high. And these supporters who were queuing round the block for their tickets as soon as we knew the date of the fix.
Has a hit! Big moment! Massive goal! Well, if that was their intention pre-match, let me tell you, it's worked out very nicely. I think for the skipper to chip in with a goal too is a bonus, but this game has already taken on a real attacking edge, and long may that continue.
Oh, high-quality goal, lovely first touch, sumptuous second. Chelsea take the early advantage. Oh, that is up! Gets up to head it! He's done well to get his head on that, but couldn't score.
Well, plenty of moving targets to pick out in the box. Obviously increases your chances of the ball being met like that by someone.
Ronaldinho. Battles to win it back. Werner plays it out to the flank. Pulisic gets the better of his man. Lofted into the middle. Gets good distance on it. Chelsea are the form side of the moment. 5 wins on the bounce. Neither side really getting hold of the ball. Good running with the ball. Can they build on it? Oh, shoots! Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Aimed in towards the centre. Cleared away. Out for a throw. He's got the ball glued to his feet. Cleared without complication. Forward it goes. They get a throw in. And it's Dani Alves. He's had that put on a plate. Has a goal!
Just thinking about the goalkeeper again, he really had to be at his best, didn't he? Just to point out, Peter, that the fullbacks are quite high.
And what are they trying to achieve?
Well, it's obviously a move to push the opposition wide men back and give them more to think about.
Pulisic. Hudson-Odoi. Timely intervention. It's being played forward. Needless to say, he was expecting a better ball than that. Chelsea are the most prolific team in the league this season. Gets into some space. That looks a good ball. Firmly met. Looks to thread it through. And it's got through. So who's he picking out? Referee's given a throw. Oh, really good feet from him. Loose ball, who's going to get that? Delivers the ball. And he just whacks it away. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Werner! That was mighty close. Tries to get it forward quickly.
Hudson-Odoi.
Deftly done.
Werner, shot at goal!
Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
It was such a clever idea to lift it into his path.
And it's Dani Alves. No question, that's a foul. Lovely feet. A buccaneering run from the defender. Out of play for a goal kick. Werner tried to play it through.
Yeah, the idea was right. The delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further on.
Hoists it forward, cuts it out, and they've been caught out here. Christensen. Hudson-Odoi. The ball's come loose and the chase is on. Chip through. Oh, not quite. There will be a throw-in. And it's looking safe.
Well, that defence just wasn't expecting their midfield to mess up then, so...
We hit half-time. Some first-half thoughts?
Well, it's looking pretty straightforward, Peter. They've got themselves into a very good position, so why dither from here when they can repeat their first-half success with another show of strength?
The action is back on the way.
Well, this half might require them to produce a plan A, B and C. Levelling the score is easier said than done, but that will be the target. Get back on terms and then use that momentum to go again.
Whistle's gone, that's a foul. And the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. Disappointing finish in the end.
I was expecting him to play it in until I saw his run-up.
And he's there to cut it out. Christensen with the clearance, and it's played forward. In with the challenge, all the way back, and they start again. Looking cross-field, changing the point of attack. Well, they've seen lots of the ball, trying to go through it a bit of creativity and adventure. He's managed to get himself offside. Fits it upfield. Oh no, that's not the ball he wanted. Ball's loose, who's getting there? Pulisic. Could try cutting inside here. Crosses it in. And that has put paid to that. Chilwell, who's set up one goal so far. Played out to the right. Pulisic. And it's been taken straight back. Christensen does well there, alert. Lampard hoists it forward. And that's been levered clear. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Good spell of possession this, but very little to show for it. Across the field it goes. Plays it out to the wing. Could be thinking about a shot here. Well read, he sorted that out. Werner. Werner has been caught there, it's a foul. Pulisic. Can't get the better of his opposite number. It's a very good battle there, terrific to watch. He gets past his man. Pulisic. Conte. Christensen tries to get it forward quickly. Ronaldinho. He's gone for it! Oh, he's managed to miss it.
Well, they're definitely going about things the right way, Peter. A goal soon can bolster energy levels now.
Hudson-Odoi! A real chance and a real let-off.
Well, that's why we all say indecision is fatal.
Yeah, he's run himself into the ground, hasn't he? And it's good to see that the crowd appreciate his efforts, because he has put in a real honest shift.
Kovacic.
This game seems as if it's going to go beyond the rescue point, so they need a goal and fast, just to raise spirits and at least give their fans something to cheer.
Adama Traore. Adama Traore. Over to the left. Incoming cross. Looking for a decent... Dani Alves with the cross.
Well, to be honest, I think they're all show and no substance. Where's the final product?
Fence has got rid of that. Just brushed off the ball there. And it's Adama Traore. And the shot! Big relief, it just needed better contact. Chelsea making another change here.
Well, he's worked so hard for his side.
Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Well, that does not help. And Interpret the performance as you will, but the key truth is that they lost. Your reflections then, Jim?
It's a poor result. They offered very little.